Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. cards are stacked against you, and you're standing on the edge. Now's the time, now's the time. Think about all the dreams you keep inside. Think about all the ones you love. I know this feels hard, be my guide. I know that we can overcome. When the world's so cold and we're losing heart by I need when the darkness comes and we're overrun. Yeah, I need you. That's from the edge of
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rocket League Championship Series. I'm your host, Brody Leafex Moore, and today it's all about Europe. That's right, Week 4 of the European League play is about to get underway, but not before the pre-show. We'll get to that in just a minute. For now, let's take a look at the schedule for Week 4 for European League play. A lot of exciting matches. Some teams still, like AS Monaco, trying to get their first wins. Of course, our match today will be Mouse versus Dig. That is going to be a very, very exciting match, so make sure you stick around till the end. But we're done with this. I don't want to stand anymore. I want to sit. These seats look very comfy, and my friends are already sitting over here. It's Jorby Gibbs and James Butt. You ready for some European League play?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
These seats are comfy.
They are very comfy. That's why I come over here very quickly.
Well, I'm excited. Because every single week for Europe, there's always at least one big upset. So I just want to see which one that is for this.
Yeah, no, to me, yesterday, I thought we had some good series. I thought it was very one-sided at times. So I'm excited for Europe because a lot of times, like you said, Gibbs,
It's close.
it's close and it's interesting.
Well, that's it. That's the thing is Europe is always very interesting, which makes the Intel World Open a very exciting event to happen. This is an unprecedented event. Everybody is waiting for this to happen. The Intel World Open is going to pit countries from around the world together in one tournament, in a live environment to face off against each other, where we can finally see, what the best region or country is. But for Europe, there's a lot of different countries. Gibbs, can you break down how it's going to work for those guys? That's very true.
So there's a lot of countries battling out. France and Germany plus the UK, they all will have the automatic bids to Poland versus the 16 teams. But all the other European countries, they battle in one tournament where 3 of those will go on to play in Poland. So lots of European teams are going to be there, and obviously we always talk about that Europe is one of the best regions for depth, so they're all going to be really, really strong.
Which means there can be a lot of crazy and exciting teams or faces that we haven't seen before pop up. I just want to talk to you guys, what are your favorites? What teams are you thinking are really going to excel? What countries are going to really pop off here?
I mean, you can't talk about European Rocket League without France, right?
That's
there are so many high-level Rocket League players in France, and we're only going to see 3 of them. Like you're talking Vitality, but you're like even with Chaussette, Extra, and Farah. Yeah, I mean they could make it as well.
I gotta go Team Netherlands. You got Violent Panda, he's in the running for MVP. You got Flakes, he's in the running for MVP.
It's true.
Then you throw Tho on that team or Remco, that's a solid 3-man squad.
Yeah, that's experience behind that team too.
Yeah.
I'm all about the UK.
Fair.
You got Scrubkill out there. You could bring Marky Duda.
Bring Marky Duda back?
Or he can even just be the coach.
Okay,
You've got Devo. You've got iIgnite Speed. There's so many good players in the UK.
Yeah, Bluey too.
Yeah, Bluey. You can really take your pick. And like I said, that Marky Duda coach move would be next level.
I really want that.
And get them the dub.
You need that.
You need another world champ that can tell you how to get it all done.
True. But again, there's diversity, and we can see anybody pop up, and anybody can sign up. March 2nd, make sure you guys sign up with a team to represent your country. We want to see everybody, a single person that's watching trying to represent their country. But let's move on and talk about Europe, specifically in league play now. In the RLCS, we're going to take a look back at our last match in case you guys missed it. Veloce versus Reciprocity. This was the first team to take a set off of Reciprocity. Veloce showing that they are here to stay, and you guys need to stop doubting them at this point. There has to be zero doubt, whether you like their play style or not, they get wins.
I really think that, for me last week, it wasn't an upset. To me, it was Veloce playing. It's another day at the office. It was another day at the office, Gibbs. You might think it's an upset.
Reciprocity. The pros rank them #1 in Europe, and you say it's not an upset.
I'm a little bit with Jorby on this one because we saw Reciprocity at the World Championships, and they did not look great. In fact, they look bad. So they're highly rated because, yes, they finished league play #1 last league play.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to give them respect for that, but at the same time, it's not that big of an upset. Veloce's a World Championship team, and they get wins. They get scrappy wins.
Veloce's a good team.
But also, you just look at Freaky. He's a goal scorer. He's a clutch player. Cassio got Player of the Week last week.
Yep.
These guys have been doing this for a while, but still people just don't want to give them as much respect. Maybe because they're just not as flashy. Maybe they don't have the name right. I don't know what.
So that's the thing, though. With Cassio last week, I felt like they found offense. Where it's always mistakes normally, they took it to Reciprocity, and Cassio was creative on the offensive side of the field. That's what I want to see from Veloce. This is probably the best I've ever seen them play because they took the initiative to go on the offense and make plays happen.
This is the thing, is Veloce generally sat back and waited for mistakes to happen. They're a very slow-paced team. And they punished, the goals weren't always the prettiest, but they punished on those mistakes and got goals. But now, as you just mentioned, Cassio's up there generating those mistakes.
I mean, that was still their theory of play against Reciprocity. It's not that they went away from how they'd played before. It's just that when he wins those 50s in midfield, he has the ability to make plays with the ball. And Freaky and Flame will absolutely follow up Cassio wherever he goes in the pitch. But they were still playing that trap.
They've been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
I've been every time I cast them, I'm like a broken record. I say, look for Cassio to pass it into the middle to Freaky, and they've been doing that for a while, and it's been working. But the aspect of their game that I was really appreciating last week was how good their challenges were, how good their rotations were. Yeah, they would be, you could see Flame jumping off the backboard just to get to the ball right in time for a perfectly timed 50-50. And that's something that can't be understated. You go for a challenge a little bit too early. You even saw it yesterday. There was a few plays. There was one where Rapid got dunked on. I think it was by Jane. I can't remember who it was. But regardless, you mistime that challenge. You set yourself up for losing that 50 and getting scored on right away.
Yeah, that's one thing I love. Like, we talk about Team Reciprocity, like maybe a slightly bad loss, but I don't think it was because of how Veloce played. They just smothered them the entire series. So I don't take anything away from Rec. I think it was a great series from Veloce.
Okay, I want to move on and talk about this. At the beginning, we talked about, how Europe has this depth, so teams are always moving up and down. It's really hard to gauge that. So I want to get the whiteboards up because we haven't used these in a while. And I love when these happen because that means arguments are sure to follow soon after. We're going to try to figure out who's on the rise and who's on the downfall. I'm just going to say teams. And you guys already have their beautiful arrows drawn here. Some are more beautiful than others. And they're just going to hold them in the direction they think a team is going. So let's jump right into it. And we're going to start off with Vitality. Why not? Let's just get Vitality off the board. Flip them all around. Let's see. Do you guys think they're on the rise, neutral, or they're on the up and up? Okay.
They are on, baby.
They are on.
No, they're already up.
Because before we talk about Vitality,
Wave punctured.
you definitely did.
I mean, like, I can't draw like this.
And as I said before, I love the minimalism.
I don't know what that whole thing is going on here.
Now, you see, that was a mistake.
You did the eraser. You have an eraser over
there. No, the eraser's too far. My arm doesn't go that long. So.
Speaking of mistakes, Vitality didn't make any last week at all.
Yeah.
They had a 2-0 week. They played fantastic. Like, Alpha looks like he's part of his team now.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see them going forward because I feel like it takes a while for Alpha to get into the mix. but he was their best player last week.
This is my thing, though. Are they really on the up if we expect them to be there in the first place?
No, I think so, because they had such a lackluster start to the season. They got upset by Singularity.
Yeah.
It was the upset of the season at that point, and coming in last week and sweeping your games 2-0, and they looked like a complete team, especially on offense. The big thing for me was passing and the lack of double commits from Alpha. And he feels comfortable in this rotation now. He is making plays happen. He's passing the ball more than he's shooting, which it goes to show you how he's evolving as a player on this roster on Vitality.
Not only that, they played Barca, the best European game that we've seen all season, and they took it to them.
Okay, well, you know what? On that, now it's a really good time because we have a lot of teams to get through here. Let's talk about Barca. Let's move on to them. Let's get your whiteboards ready. How do you guys feel Barca's? Neutral, up, down? On the up too.
Easy
How is
up.
everybody going to
Easy
be
up.
going up? There's only a
How
certain
can you
amount
not
of
be
room
up
at the
about
top.
Barca?
Barca, they lost to Vitality, but again, both teams looked incredibly strong.
They lost to
How do you feel
Vitality, and
about Barca,
everybody's takeaway
So,
was
I mean-
Barca's top 4.
Yeah.
Me and Gabe's gotten an argument about this Barca reciprocity series. I won't get into it right now because we'll save that.
We'll save it for next week.
But Barcelona, for me, Flakes has been such a good addition. And even since the start of the season, where you thought that Veloce might put them down on the downward trend and get that sweep or reverse sweep on them, they held on. And then since that moment, Flakes to me has been playing better and better and better every single series. And Ronicky, him and Devo are such a huge threat on the offense.
Oh, yeah.
And that series versus Vitality,
Yeah.
with a couple overtime wins, it easily could have gone the other way. Those were overtime losses.